Our DNA is a double helix structure, like this one shown here. If we look at its chemical structure, we can unravel it and lay it flat like so. It is made of 4 basic building blocks called nucleobases. Each of these building blocks has different logics or thinking patterns. Adenine, we observe, has incorrect logic, preconceived idea, and interpretation. Guanine, bearing the logic of preference and partiality. Thymine is to do with yearning. And finally, cytosine represents stimulation or sense of excitement, often mixed with instincts of anxiousness and aggression related to fight or flight. By scientific observations, G is usually paired with C. The summation of this pair would generate a slightly more complex logic. We observe G paired with C in this specific orientation represent incorrect and preconceived values, meaning it would implement an inherent sense or value of good or bad to surrounding situations, with specific preferences and scenarios, with importance and focus placed on oneself, i.e., sense of ego. The more frequent the repetition, the denser the magnetic field, the stronger the sense of ego or pride. T is usually paired with A. This orientation represents the urge and pursuit for excitement. C paired with G in this orientation would be related to a negative logic, or simply will not entertain the possibility of a second choice or option. A sense of unacceptable, such as cannot live with lesser, must sustain or have more. In other words, an only option psyche similar to a slight sense of tension, desperation. A paired with T in this orientation is to do with a preference of sufficiency, which is good, insufficiency being not good, this urge then leading to a subsequent reaction or action. The human DNA sequence has many of these pairs in different combinations that would represent even more complex logics, mindsets, and emotions, forming the psyche of the consciousness. Let us look at a practical example that we can find openly available on the internet, the Human Genome Project, that uncovered the entire human DNA sequence of 3 billion pairs. Here we zoom into the first sequences found in chromosome number 1. Like in our previous video, the nucleobases are found in pairs as in the double helix, and abbreviated as G, denoting guanine, C, denoting cytosine, A, denoting adenine, and T denoting thymine. Though they write them as letters, it is actually representing the chemical structure similar to what was being shown before. We are able to observe the combination of these nucleobases in seeing what kind of logics, mindsets, and emotions are stored within the DNA in its sequential order, similar to a very, very long storybook of all the experiences that our ancestors have felt. Let us look at the beginning few pairs. GATCCTTG is a combination of the primordial logics and instincts Vas mentioned above, that equate to feeling a strong urge and pursuit to acquire what is good, exciting in order to feel sufficient, and not wanting to settle for less, which is the basis of greed. The following AA represents the sense of excitement from striving for what is desired. This is one incident. Proceeding with GCGCGCCCC would be the combination of wanting to secure a sense of good and the yearning to continue to strive for more of this happy or rewarding excitement. AA indicates that indeed what was desired is achieved, thus pushing forth GGGCAT, feeling a sense of superiority and pride because all the objectives have been achieved. It sets a precedence of great self-confidence, can win or achieve what is desired for sure. Followed with CTTCTCA, total trust in one's instincts that would definitely result in good results. In the event of things, CAA is an unexpected complication or hiccup that things do not go according to expectation, or losing something, causing unhappiness and disappointment. And GTTGGA is unwilling to accept failure and a need to achieve and succeed. GATGGTGTC represents does not doubt oneself and so sure of oneself, so would take a gamble to aggressively strive for result. Thus pushing forth GCAT, in order to establish a sense of superiority and stand above others. Here we see 4 T's, which means extreme arrogance, full of oneself, feeling invincible. Then there's CCTG, wanting to prove oneself. We see GAGAGGAA is establishing what one wants, eyeing something of good or added value or benefit. GCTTT is then one must aggressively secure this good stuff at all costs. CCCA, creating a momentum of feeling of lacking in something, wanting to have more and more, feeling I can get more. Then appears CACAT, a sense of greed, pride, entitlement and confidence to dominate, I should have more. TATT represents a mindset of gambling for more. Then there's ATT. This repetition represents constantly think about it, looping in these thoughts and urge. The next is CAGCTTC, anxious and frantic, panicking what if, not able to get what is desired. At last TGAAAGGG, marks intense and sudden defeat and failure, causing lots of emotions of resentment, grudge and despair. Just in this short segment of 100 or so base pairs, already marks 5 incidents, demonstrating an increase and evolution of logic and emotions. You can imagine how many incidents are stored in our entire human genome of 3 billion pairs. The amount of momentum that is carried down from our ancestors and pushing forth our present life. So, through this short segment of the DNA, already we can see the mindsets and emotions experienced by our ancestors, and stored within our DNA, passed through the generations. Medical scientists do not understand the use of 80% of our genome, is because they don't seem to have any physical function. We understand that it actually contains information of our past experiences, psychology, and consciousness, similar to a RAM chip of a computer, that not only stores information but plays back and records new information. Thus, the reason for its length is because our entire evolution is stored within our DNA. And we are still manifesting the same emotions, as experienced by our ancestors but at a much more intense level, with greater momentum. This also explains the reason why children nowadays are becoming more and more vulnerable to disease and psychological stress or issues, because they have increasingly more information within their DNA and need to endure more of these forces.